The way to make the most money with the least amount of work possible is some form of high ticket closing. That's the $1 billion question that everyone wants to know. So my initial thing that I would say to you is get on another offer that has high conversion rate, high or better commission. And instead of having 10 to 5 block, only have 3 or 4 days a week blocked out and maybe only 4-hour windows. Get a sick Upwork profile, sick profile video, and just check the Upwork job feed every day, Monday through Friday, and weekends if you can, because there are new job posts on weekends. If there's any golden egg offers that you see, jump right on there, do an interview, and hop on that one. Yeah, dude. So you found me before I started leaning into the remote sales topic. Did you know about like high ticket closing and all that shit like before I started talking about it, or?
Yeah, actually, if I'm not mistaken, I did find out because of you, but it was way before you really kind of like made it part of your brand. It's just when you introduced
Mhm.
Marcus Dunk, if you remember that. When you like,
Okay, okay,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah. Did you
Marcus
take
Dunk.
his program?
I did like back in
Okay, okay, yeah,
February.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, February 22, I did, and then it was basically just I started as like a setter, was with some, but I've been like actually full time making good money for about like 6 months now with the closing, and I did a setting for a little while before that and made okay money.
Oh, so you've been doing closing only just 3 months, right? As of now?
No, like around 6 months I've been closing, and I appointment set for like 6 months before that. It's going okay in terms of like the income. It's around like obviously it's 100% commission based, so it very much varies. But like right now I'm on pace for my first like around like eight-ish month, 8K. And then
Uh,
months before it was like probably an average around five. Which is definitely it's still the most money I ever made with literally anything. And doing it online is obviously really cool. But I wanted to talk to you just because like I know you're obviously like talking about closing a lot. And like just with the when we're talking about like being able to travel and everything, I guess that's just where I'm like kind of starting to get concerned because I find myself working, you know, 9:30 a.m., 10 a.m. till probably around 6 p.m. By the time I do all my like end of day admin shit, like 7 p.m. till I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Five
yep.
days a week. So it's like I'm
Yeah.
not sure compared to like what you actually see, because I know you see so many digital nomads like, in your day to day. Like
Yeah.
what would be the best path to actually go down to get there? If it's this or something
Yeah.
else.
I just reread your Instagram question before and actually recorded a video answering what I'm about to say. So I got to do more of that shit. Just like any question I get, just fucking throw that up there on YouTube. Yeah. I mean, because you said it in the message, you were like, now I get that this is better than 99% jobs. And so,
Yeah.
that's step one, but you already get that. And then kind of question number two is like, have you always wanted to do an agency? Like, is that a business model that interests you, or were you just like throwing out like that SMMA or as like or something else?
Yeah, so no, I'm not dead set on an agency by any means, but the company I close for it's like a guy that makes a ton of money off that model. And we have like coaches for it and like people I've literally closed and brought in, I've seen start an agency and get results in the 6 months that I've been doing it. So like
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can see that it works and it's like sales. Obviously you're delivering the service with the ads, but like half of it's sales and outreach and building a brand too, if you do it right. So there's some good stuff in doing it. But obviously I just want the most like efficient thing. And I do have like some capital I could use now. Um, but just something where instead of working like 10 to 5, Monday to Friday, it's like, maybe like half that. And it's like more like what I want to do. It's my business. I don't have someone
Yeah.
breathing down my neck.
How can I make the most amount of money possible with the least amount of work? That's the $1 million question in this whole make money online question in this whole
Absolutely.
space. That's the whole question that everyone wants to know. That's the $1 billion question. Everyone just wants to make the most money possible with the least amount of work. So we can focus our time doing what we want, whether that's building businesses or doing sports or art or just hanging out with your family or just fucking doing nothing.
Hmm.
So the question that needs to be asked is like, what's your career going to build into?
Hmm.
Or if you don't want to worry about that, or you just want to worry about like, okay, what am I going to do? Maybe just for the next 2 or 3 years, I just want to like nomad around and not work that much. So
Yeah.
that's the question. So which one are you thinking? Are you thinking you want to like, I want to build up my next like fucking career thing that I want to build up for the next 5, 10 years and maybe exit it and my next $1 million like business, or
Mhm.
are you thinking like I just want to go traveling for the next couple of years and like just live my life and
Yeah.
have an easy thing?
Yeah, it's definitely more centered on the travel thing. Like I want that to be my like number one priority for the next, I don't know, at least like 5, 10 years even. But at the same time, I need to make enough that I can like actually like put money aside so I do set myself up, for retirement and all that, like in a really good way. So like that's what I'm saying. Like even like an 8, 10K month, I could just maintain that and like have the freedom to travel and work. Obviously still work, but like, more not this much and not with this much pressure. That's kind of what I
Yeah.
want.
So here's what we have. So the way to make the most money with the least amount of work possible is some form of high ticket closing. So my initial thing that I would say to you is get on another offer that has high or better conversion rate, high or better commission, and instead of having 10 to 5 blocked, only have 3 or 4 days a week blocked out, and maybe only 4 hour windows. So the
Okay.
action steps there is, this is what I was saying in the video I just recorded. Build up your Upwork, get a sick Upwork profile, sick profile video, and just check the Upwork job feed uh, every day, Monday through Friday, and weekends if you can, because there are new job posts on weekends. And just
Yeah.
look at any offers, just skim it. If there's any fucking golden egg offers that you see, jump right on
Mhm.
there, do an interview, and hop on that one.
Okay.
And obviously, you're looking for flexibility as the priority.
Yeah, because I know those companies exist that like they have like a lot of reps and like a lot of those things are better. It's just like, and you don't have anyone breathing down your neck. I just never found one yet, and I definitely could look harder.
How did you find this offer?
I'm not sure if you're familiar with Cole Gordon's like RCA, Remote Closing Academy.
Of
They have a
course.
whole pipeline in there. So I actually appointment set for him. So I was a setter there. And then when I wanted to close, they got me in their like recruiting pipeline. And then I got found this company, which is called Agency Profits. Deal size like 7K US, 10% commission. Conversion rate like 20%, I would say, roughly. So that like with all those numbers, like that's why I'm taking I have like 6 or 7 slots aside every single day just for calls. And then one slot for the team meeting. So that's like 8 hours, which I know that's like not the end of the world by any means, but just when I imagine going to Bali and Thailand and all that, I don't
Yeah, this sounds very 95y. So yeah.
exactly.
So did you like do the RCA program and then they gave you this offer, or?
No, I did Marcus's program, and then I kind of hop between a couple things, and somehow I just got in at RCA to set there. Just connections, dude. That's always the best. That's what I found that that's been the best way to get opportunities in the space is when you start meeting people and reaching out about opportunities, a good one will come your way. So
Like
yeah,
meeting who? Like, what does that mean? Like
what was his
DMing
name?
people in Facebook groups, or like LinkedIn DMing people,
Yes.
or
So when I worked with Marcus, obviously I got a whole community right there. So then you kind of latch on to the people in the community that had success and you kind of connect with them. Hopefully one of
uh,
them put me in the right direction, which is what happened. And then someone connected me with Mitchell, who needed a setter. Mitchell Miles, he needed a setter on the STA team, Sales Team Accelerator. Tried that. I was not ready for that. That was like business owners. I was like 19. And then they connected me on the RCA side to set
okay,
that
cool,
way more.
cool. So someone in Marcus's group is like, "Hey, RCA over here is looking for setters. Anyone want to hop in?"
So no, they didn't ask like just anyone because like the whole community, you're gonna get a lot of crap. You kind of wait till you find like the good people that like reach out to you, and then they'll kind of tell them about the really good stuff.
Gotcha. And aside from that, like, what kind of were you doing outreach to look for jobs, or
Yeah, so
what?
just like obviously DMing on Instagram is like what I learned. So Upwork, I'm definitely gonna try that. I'm gonna do that right after this. But for me, it was just Instagram DMing. I made like a bit of a business-ish profile for the closing, and then just DMing. I forget the exact strategies because I haven't had to do it in a long time. But
Yeah,
DMing influencers that like kind of looked in a niche that obviously if it says like book a call, then they're doing closing and you investigate a little bit, you send them a video to show you that you know what you're talking about and that's what it was, all the outreach.
yeah, standard stuff. Did you ever get into it and like send 100 DMs and like? try that method?
Yeah, I've done it a bit, but sometimes they do lead to an interview, and sometimes it's a good fit. But for me, like it really just went from Cole Gordon, and like every opportunity, once you get one like solid one, like you're gonna have connections, and then from there, like usually the connections are gonna lead you to the next opportunity next. But maybe like that's just what I've done. Doesn't mean it's best, because if you're doing hundreds of outreach, like you might find that golden opportunity that where it's double the commission and things like that. So yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah,
So
you should
in
never stop the outreach.
Yeah, well, I'm curious about, so like inside the RCA community, does that mean like you're inside of their like Slack or something and like people are posting when there's new job openings or
What they do is there's a lot of people that come in, they get the training to close, they have a one-on-one coach. When the coach approves them, as in like they think they're ready to actually go to be either a setter or closer, they put them in the pipeline, which is where they have a whole team of recruiters that I'm not sure how they do it, but they find all these agencies, or not these agencies, these like high ticket businesses like across or wherever. Um, and they also like sales team accelerator where they're helping those businesses. But basically, the recruiters find these businesses and then they connect them with the students that are actually ready and approved ready. And then the students interview. So I was never a student there, but since I appointment set for them for a while, they just let me do that pipeline. So it's basically I had a recruiter sending me like 3 opportunities every couple of days. And I was interviewing until I found one that stuck, which was this one that I've been at for a while now.
okay, okay, yeah, they sent you a few opportunities every day, like a link to the company or
So it was like they would
like
text me a message that said, yeah, like kind of like a link to the website. It says, hey, this is their offer size. This is what they actually sell. They're looking for this. Do you want to get an interview? And if you just say yes, then you get an interview with them.
like they would send you a DM and Slack or whatever there.
Yeah. So they have like your information. And then you interview when you enter the pipeline in the first place with one of the recruiters. So you just tell them about yourself. They kind of see if you're serious. And then so that they know if they actually should be giving you these good opportunities. You know what I mean?
Okay. The pipe. Yeah, this is helpful. I'm getting sidetracked here, but I'm trying to copy basically
It's
what
okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm trying to copy what Colbert. So I'm gathering some intel from you as an exchange here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're the biggest in the game. Just absolutely crushing it. I didn't even realize I was at this conference a couple of days ago that Cole Gordon as well has like a back end mastermind for business owners. That I don't even know about that. Someone said he joined it and it was like great.
Interesting. I know he has a back end closer one. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like $24,000 to upsell.
Wow.
Like, even people after they put out 10K for RCA, there's another upsell that you could do if you. I don't. I think majority, like 99% of people don't, but I know some people that
Yeah.
have done it, where you literally
Yeah.
just get one on ones with. I don't even think it's with Cole. It's with like his top guys right under Cole, like Brian Ostermiller, Mitchell Miles. I don't know if you know any those people, but it's just all it is one-on-one calls with them for $24,000 for
Wow.
these people just
Nice,
getting
yeah,
employed.
yeah. Because I know that they're the main guys that are doing it on both sides. Like they have the university, and then the other side they have Closers.io, where they connect the companies to the students, and it kind of makes sense. It's just an agency at the end of the day.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You should
interesting. Yeah,
you should see how many sales reps. Like if you look at the team right now, and then if you look at the team in 2 months, it's going to be a completely different team. The amount that Cole like moves through people, it's insane. Like I don't know how they do it, but they're just always moving up and forward and up and up and up. So yeah,
you mean
he has
like hiring, like testing guys out and then firing them if they're not
testing,
good, or
firing, testing, firing. Even when they do find someone really good that sticks and makes sense in that position, they're then going to move them up and get someone new in that position. And like, yeah, it's always moving, man.
yeah, it's a people business. It's an agency, and yeah, back to your thing. Like I was saying that like an agency is a people business. So you have to
Hmm.
first ask yourself like if that's the type of business you want to build, like be building for the next 5 years, hiring and training team, being the
Yeah.
CEO, just having the vision of the company, being the face of the agency on Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube, worrying about clients getting coming in, worrying about clients getting results. And the key to a good agency is finding that COO first, you could call it, like the guy that
Hmm.
just looks over all the VAs to get the results, so you can just focus, be the COO, and
Mhm.
focus on the vision and getting the clients in. And so that's the plan that I did. Luckily, I found Ryan, this Amazon expert in Utah, right about at year one, and he runs all of our internal operations. I just focus
Mhm.
on getting the clients in. But like my day to day is like replying to Slack messages and Skype messages from VAs, asking me questions, 2 team calls a week, having a call with Ryan 3 times a week, just talking about the business, success, strategizing, masterminding. I don't consider agency in the passive income family.
Right.
It could be in the lifestyle business family because you do have complete control over your schedule because you're your own boss, right? So you can schedule
Yep.
your calls, your team calls, your client calls, your however you want during the day. And if you want to take 3-day weekends or 4-day weekends, you can. I take many. If you want to take a week off,
Yep.
that depends how well internal operations are running. But it's not something where you typically can take a week off, at least
Mhm.
during the initial year or two. Maybe a week off, but maybe not 2 weeks off. Like it wasn't until 3 years in that I fully took 2 weeks off, like because I was like the glue holding everything together. Right?
Yeah.
You're literally, as a CEO, you're the captain of the ship. No one's going to build the business for you. But what you want to try to do is hire a duplicate of yourself, who you can pay a good, American salary to run all the internal operations, so you can focus on, building a business and not working in it. But for the
Mhm.
first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you're going to be working in the business.
Mhm.
Now, it's possible to, after 4 or 5 years or so, if you make all the right hires, to step up and just like cash flow it. Maybe you own 50%. Maybe you gave the rest of the equity to the other guys and just cash flow it as a silent partner. That has
Yeah.
been done. Not anyone that I know personally, but my kind of game plan and vision is to exit the agency for 1 million or more. And when I started the agency, I didn't know really you could sell agencies, but you definitely
Mhm.
can. A lot of people sell their agencies. So I could sell my agency for around like 800 to 1.1 right now. But I am just 60% owner. My current mindset is build it for the next 1, 2, 3 years, see if we can get like to a 2 or 3 million valuation. And then
Mhm.
if I have a remote closing agency course, whatever the fuck you want to call it, something set up at that time where I can sell the agency and go full into, basically just being a YouTuber, coach, whatever the fuck you want to call it,
Mhm.
then that's kind of my current game plan. But that business, running a course slash coaching program, is not in the passive income family as either. So that would be something that's like a personal brand business and a slash passion business. Like that's the stuff I love talking about, and I love helping other guys, be digital nomads and live the life I've been lucky to live. That's like a passion thing that I would probably have underneath my content, like probably forever.
Mhm.
But what I would do with the exit money from the agency is I want to hire or start some what I would call passive income businesses. And to me, that means something that can be run by a team of VAs. They have SLPs and they can just copy and paste. For example, Amazon KDP, like launching ebooks, and I have a team of 3 VAs, and they each launch an ebook a week, or like faceless YouTube channels, or like
Yep.
faceless TikTok channels. One that I'll probably do is building up just like SEO affiliate slash authority sites, like reviewing the best fucking Apple Watch bands, and
Mhm.
these are just affiliate sites, and these just get affiliate income, over to Amazon. I call these online real estate, online properties. So I would probably take the exit money and invest in basically another agency. And what we do is just all the VAs create online properties for ourselves for the purpose of cash flow first, and then you can flip these as well. That's more of a passive income business because day to day, like once the VAs have the SOPs, then it's good. And then also I can just hire like another American dude, like another sharp dude, pay him whatever 60, 70, 80, 90, 100K a year to completely manage that business, something that doesn't require any strategy or like, hey, what's your input? What do we want to do next? Just like a simple thing and I would consider that a passive income business. What else is passive? You have real estate. So I would
Mhm.
definitely look into that. Obviously, if I had mega millions, then what does everyone do? Then they have some Airbnbs or some rental
Mhm.
property, or if you buy a property. So I would consider real estate in the relatively high, relatively passive in the passive scale. Digital properties, and there's other weird passive stuff, and there's like, yeah, there's like trading, obviously, investments, Bitcoin stocks. Is that passive income? I'm not sure, but it's
Good
like
at it, I guess.
an investment kind of is, right? Because what do you do when you
Yeah.
have millions? You become an investor. That means your money works for you. So yeah, you could invest in another business, but
Mhm.
these are being an investment, like you have to have your millions first. But how do
Tons.
you
Yeah.
build a passive income thing from the beginning? It obviously nothing's 100% passive. It's just a matter of, you looking at all the passive income things out there and seeing like, all right, what would I want to sink my teeth into over the next
Mhm.
2 to 5 years. But either way, nothing's gonna, like, it's all gonna be work the first 1 or 2 years, and then some things are more passive than others. Like if you want to do like the website building and flipping thing, um, that's relatively passive. But an agency is, it can be, what I like about it, I don't regret it at all. It's
Mhm.
good, consistent MRR because you have clients on retainer,
Yep.
and like probably 25%, maybe 20% of them are like really locked in, like no plans on canceling. Like they've been with us for a year or two, and they'll probably be with us for a year or two more. So it's relatively stable, high income to pay me.
Yep.
I pay myself historically like 6, 8, or 10K a year, depending on exactly like kind of where we are now. Were there dips? Yeah, for sure. Like we were at 30 and then we dropped down to 20, like just in like 1 month, happened a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Um, or maybe that was COVID. Like you definitely can drop down.
Yeah.
Um, but let's say you're charging 1,500 a month. You have 10 clients. If you have 20 clients, that's 30K MRR. Like sometimes it's just random luck of the draw. Like 5 clients said they want to cancel. um, okay, now you're down from 30K to 20K a month MRR. Like we had to
Mhm.
lay off 2 of our new American guys. No business is all smooth, but once you get to a place, it can be relatively solid, and an agency can be built to sell. It can be
Okay.
built to sell, and that's all that I really care about, and that's all a lot of people care about in the business world, is like built to sell. I don't know
Yep.
if you're familiar with that book. Like I wasn't even, but now I'm like, okay, any business I start in the future, I'm definitely going to build it to sell. Aside from like a coaching slash personal brand business, like the remote
Yeah.
closing stuff and the Riley Bennett remote and living that life. Those are my personal brands. I'll just have them as cash flow to live off of forever. And then plus obviously investments later. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I guess like if I did go the agency route, because the only thing I see with that is like, of course, it's going to be work the first couple of years, and it's always going to be work. But like it's actually building. It's building onto something, and you can sell it. Like you're saying, you can build it to sell. It's the income adds. Remote closing, like it's like I could do it for 2 years really hard, and if I stop doing it for a month, I'm not making money that month, even 2 years from now. If I did go down the route that I've seen would just be like working with things like business owners, like something like a trade, like roofers or even like doctors or lawyers, just kind of lead gen for them. So just helping them with lead gen. Let's say that one job for them is worth like $10,000, giving them 20 to 30 solid leads. They convert maybe 3 or 4 of them every month, roughly. They pay us roughly 2K a month, 1,500 in ad spend on top of that. Is that kind of the route that like you actually do, or what do you think about that type of agency?
yeah, lead gen agency. It's relatively simple. If I were to recommend starting an agency, there's different levels of complexity. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing a full service Amazon marketing agency. There's like so many pieces to it. We got creative, and then the ads, and then the setup, and then the
Hmm.
troubleshooting, and then the inventory. It's like one of the most complicated things you can do is be just a full service digital marketing agency. So,
Yeah.
but if like a lead gen agency would be a lot more simple, and you could specialize in one type, like lead gen through TikTok, for example, just thinking of that off my head.
Yep.
Like we get medical professionals leads on TikTok because you need to be there and you're not.
Hmm.
that's your tag, something
Yeah,
like that. And then you can just like all of your like VAs or whatever can just be trained in this one specific thing. And yeah, if you can get insane results for them, that's at the end of the day where the money comes from.
absolutely. Yeah, because like I enroll a lot of people that start these agencies under us and with our training. It's honestly ridiculous how many people enroll into courses and then just stop working after 3 weeks. It blows my mind. But like the ones that
Mm.
really do put in the work, it looks like it makes sense. It's working for them. It just takes the work. And this is what I tell people when I'm like enrolling them or closing them. Like it literally just takes work on your end. The crazy part is you tell everyone that, and 80% of it hear it, and when they actually do it, they don't put in the work. So it's kind of nuts.
So what is the offer? Like, is there just a course offer and then there's like an accountability coaching mastermind, or is it just a course or?
Yeah, so it's like the training. So it's like obviously all the course work and all that, and then there's like actually a one-on-one coach to help try to keep them accountable for 3 months to get up to that at least those first couple clients, and then there's just like a big community and like weekly Q&A calls. So in my opinion, like anyone that wants it, like it's all there in terms of resources. So I feel like if I took like a year now and really focused and built that, and if like you're saying with it, maybe found another opportunity, I could do part-time closing at least while I'm building that up.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like that's ideal because just realistically with the stress of closing and like the ebbs and flows, I'm sure it can be done while traveling. If I went to like Thailand for a couple months or even Mexico for a couple months, it's so stressful month to month, man. Like where it can be
Mm.
double the income one month from the next, and then you have like your team kind of breathing down your neck the whole time, worried about it, like as if I'm not worried about it. They're worried about it too, right? So
Mm.
it's
Yeah,
it's
that's
yeah.
not an ideal job. I haven't heard anyone firsthand who has like a daily team call.
Really, every opportunity I've been on, it's been daily team calls.
How big is the company? Like how big? How many sales reps?
Cole Gordon's one had the daily team calls. Obviously, that's a ton of reps. This one, we only have two, but we're onboarding a couple more. Two sales reps, two setters, one sales team manager. So it's a team that small, but we're doing daily calls.
Did you say two sales reps
Yeah,
and one
two.
sales team manager?
Yeah, and then two setters.
What are you talking about on the team meetings? Like closing
Um,
tactics or?
yeah, so like usually it would start where the setters kind of just talk about their numbers and their day yesterday. And
Mm.
then the sales team manager might go over like projections a little bit, then ask me and the other closer about the calls from yesterday. And then if anything happened, we're gonna break that down. Or if we have questions, we just break down strategy. But there's a training session every single day for like an hour.
Yeah, basically a training session.
Yeah. Not
Yeah,
every company is like that, but every company
yeah.
out there that wants that.
I can see how that totally makes sense. If you want to have the best fucking closing team, and you're selling Remote Closing Academy.
Not now I'm selling the agency model that we were just talking about. That's why
Oh, right. But Cole's team is the sales managers. They're employed under Cole
we
Gordon.
we are affiliated with Cole Gordon somehow. It's not like
Oh,
a heavy thing. In some way, like we're connected to him though, but it's not like a
yeah,
really big connection.
yeah. They Cole Gordon's agency sets up the sales team for the companies for the agency.
Yeah, so that's
Um,
how they met me through Cole Gordon though. Yeah.
yeah, gotcha. And so there's just two total sales reps in the company, like I mean closers.
Yeah, two active calendars right now. That's it. But they're trying to scale up, so we're about to get more right now. They're
Hmm.
on their way.
And you're not allowed to take a Friday off or.
No, I can. It really just kind of depends on projections, right? So if I projected 12 for the month, like I'm getting 12 deals, like no matter what, basically is what projections means. Basically, what that implies, if it is right now in the month, if it's the 25th and I still need three more units, they would not at all be happy if I tried to take off
So you
again.
have a quota.
Yes,
What's the quota?
I said it. I said it. Okay. So in terms of if I said it, that means like I have to keep myself 100% accountable because they recognize if they said it, there's not going to be motivation there. So it's kind of a pretend world where they pretend it's like on me, but they expect like a minimum of what I'm going to set. So like this month, for example, I projected 12 units. I'm going to bring in 12 units, which is like three per week in the weeks of in October. I'm at 9, so I'm right on pace, but I need three more this week. And then there's like 2 days next week I could do.
Ooh. Okay, bro. Yeah, yeah. You have a corporate fucking sales job. This is
Yeah.
not what we have in mind when we're talking about remote closure jobs. And so, yeah, I would recommend get on Upwork. And so here's the thing about Upwork. Okay, one, you can actually get a job really fast. Two guys already that took my Upwork course. It's just 49 bucks. It
Hmm.
goes over exactly what I do on Upwork. The key part is you have a sick, it's called a VSL. You know what a VSL is. You just
Yeah.
have a sick profile video that says, "Hey, I'm Lou. I'm a closer, blah 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 blah. Bloody bloody blue. When it comes to closing, here's my strategy." Just have a Loom video going over some slides. Like at the beginning of the call, like a lot of people are so scripted. No, just be yourself. Icebreaker. I'm a master icebreaker. Hence the beginning of this video. Ha ha ha. Okay, cool. By that time, they don't even watch the video, the end of the
Yeah.
video. They just go, okay, I get who this guy is. I like his vibe. You know, I could totally see
Hmm.
this guy as someone that my potential customers could talk to. This guy knows how to fucking talk. Okay, so it's
Hmm.
just your profile video. That's the thing about a sales job. They're not going to know if they like you until the interview. So put a profile video on there that's basically like the interview. You're just talking about yourself, your experience. That's all the fuck they want to
Yep.
know. They just want to know, meet you. Who the fuck are you? Have an awesome profile picture, professional. I go over it in the course, whatever. The
Yep.
profile description box, obvious shit. Here's me. Here's my experience. Um, here are the first questions that I would ask you. You can even put like, here are the qualifications for for companies that I work with, like 1, 2, 3 qualifications. It's like, oh, this guy has qualifications on his end. Oh, he must be a fucking, this guy must know what the fuck fucking
Yep.
talk. What the fuck he's talking about, right? I
Yeah.
only work with brands with this qualification. So like that's the strategy you can do. You know, you're elevating your status. Like I have some
Yep.
qualifications. Boom, scroll upward, job feed every day. In the proposal format that I teach is everyone else pastes their whole fucking resume in there and says, hey, I think I'm a great fit. Like, here's all about me. No, my
Hmm.
thing is just 2 sentences. Hey, Jim, I saw you posted this job. I saw you're looking for team for sales guys for your real estate agency. Just a couple questions. How big is your current sales team, and what are their KPIs? Boom, done. That's 2 sentences. First sentence made it clear that you read the job because you said, hey, real estate company.
Hmm.
90% of people don't even make it clear that they read the job. They don't use any. And so I hate when I'm hiring on Upwork, like I have to ask them, hey, thanks for the application. Like, did you read it? So make it
Yep.
clear that you read it, use specific words, use the name of their company, like whatever. And then the second one is just asking the first 2 or 3 like obvious questions that you need to know. So everyone
Yep.
else thinks of it as a proposal, as a cover letter, as an application. I just think of it as the first message. Because on Upwork, it really just is the first message that opens the chat if they, if they reply to it.
Yeah.
So that's the secret sauce. That's what I've been doing the past 2 years. I wish I knew this format way sooner. Gets you reply rates way better. Combine that with, you're going to have a relatively low hourly rate compared to your current status or your real world. Let's say your real world hourly rate would be like $50 an hour. Put it at
Hmm.
like 25 or 20 or 30, depends on your age and like whatever.
Yeah.
That's going to get them curious to click you. Also, like just like a professional profile picture. Most people's profile pictures suck. They're taken with a webcam. They're like just cropped out of a
Yeah.
group picture. They just like suck. So that's the first thing that they see. And your title will be something boss like, um, I just thought of this right now. You could even say, "Hey, I'm Lou. I close for you." Like I just freestyled that. Like just something different, or just like high ticket closing boss. When your leads reach my calendar, you make money. I just
Yeah.
freestyled that. Just like basic stuff to get to stand out, make it look like you're a high ticket closer boss. And then yeah, just scroll the job feed 10 minutes a day, and
Hmm.
then when they reply, you're gonna get a little message on your phone that says, "Hey." It's just gonna be a chat message on Upwork, and then have a chat with them. And most of the jobs are probably not going to be ideal compared to what you have, but if it is, hop on an interview.
And you're hearing like with because I'm sure you talked to a lot of closers at this point. Like when we're talking about projections and KPIs and them like being on your ass about hitting the numbers like that, you're really not hearing that a lot because that brand that's from Cole Gordon. That's from his team. I'm
That's what
sure
he
Nick.
teaches.
Yeah, and that I'm like
Yeah,
Nick and all these business owners that are doing stuff like that, like launching these courses, like they obviously want to be like Cole Gordon. So when they see that, I'm assuming a lot of the industry is going to move over to that. I'm not sure how fast it is or not. But like all these people like Nick Tan, the guy that runs my thing, and Cole Gordon, like they're trying to do that. A plus players, or what, A players is what they're looking
A
for.
players.
And which makes sense. Obviously, you want good reps, but with A players comes like a ton of accountability in terms of the projections. That's why I keep talking about it can be stressful, because if you just have a bad week where the leads suck and you get one deal in, now you're two behind pace for projections. Now you got to make that up the next week. And if you don't, and you want to take 2 days off to go enjoy whatever location you're at, they're gonna freaking fire you if you keep doing that. You know what I mean? They don't want to
Yep.
see that.
Yeah.
Um, so that's like where that stress kind of comes from with it.
Yeah.
And I
Hundred
know there
percent.
are companies where
100%.
it's less of that, but that's how it is
Yeah,
here.
I didn't know there was a quota. So the second you said quota, I said, oh, no matter what, because I had a corporate sales job for 2 years. It was in Comcast. It was actually a door-to-door job, but at the beginning of the day, you met in the corporate office and you go over your numbers. And if you didn't hit quota last week, then the sales manager comes over to your desk and says, "Hey, come into my office for a meeting." And guess what? They don't actually give a fuck, but what they do give a fuck about is the regional manager. They report to them. So it's a
Yeah.
trickle down stress. They're stressed. They're not like really truly like mad at you, but they're stressed because they're regional. They have to give a reason to their regional manager. This is this whole pyramid or whatever.
Man.
This is the regular corporate thing. You're probably talking to more closers than me. I'm relatively new to this space. I didn't
Mhm.
know that like that's the method that closers.io. It makes sense because Cole Gordon's agency, the closers.io company, they
Mhm.
serve businesses and they are
Yep.
your outsourced sales managers. So of course they're going to come into your business and be like, we're going to have the most dialed sales team for you. Daily
Mhm.
call, we're going to like, quotas every week. Of course, that's what they teach because that's what they serve for businesses. What I've seen on Upwork, it's mostly just like a regular influencer person.
Yeah.
No, they don't have quotas.
Yeah.
It's chill.
Yeah. That's what I want, dude.
It's chill.
Yeah.
There's way chiller opportunities, dude. Yeah, there's way chiller opportunities. Like you just need to look for like you just need to work for a digital marketing agency or an influencer or a course or and there's a bunch of them. On Upwork is actually more B2B. There's lots of just like digital marketing agencies, whether it's a Google Ads or TikTok or real
Mhm.
estate. They have a real estate course, real estate coaching program for real estate agents, or um, they have an e-commerce automation course, and like yeah, but
Mhm.
they don't. Yeah, they don't have a sales team manager. And the thing about Upwork is you can just chat with them and say, hey, like, what's the schedule? What's the deal? If they say there's quotas, we'll say, hey, we know that doesn't work for me. I'm approving closer or whatever, what I'm looking for. You can tell them, hey, just to be upfront, I'm looking for a flexible thing
Mhm.
where I can open up my calendar 2, 3, 4 days a week, whatever you want, on my time and close deals for businesses. That's the setup that I'm looking for. Is that kind of the setup what you're looking for, or is that not exactly? Because I don't want to waste your time if it's not potentially a great fit, and you're just doing this via chat.
Yeah, all good. I guess in terms of just like the somewhat long term vision, right? Because you kind of asked, like, do you feel like are you looking for something to build over the next like 40 years, or just like something to maintain the next couple to travel?
Mm-hmm.
When I think of being in the sales world, if I did go somewhat corporate, say like I don't just hearing what you just said, I know it's basically what I'm doing now, but with a big company and even more accountability. It's not what I want anytime soon by any means. Do you feel like just actually going in on something like an agency now and like starting to build it? Because I'm kind of locked into a lease for like another, I don't know, 7 months. I'm in the U.S. no matter what. But once that's over, that's when I really like actually want to start going everywhere. Start something pretty soon, as in like now, as far as like an agency, actually build it up where even if I have a couple of clients, like a 10K month by then, like that could be the goal. I, I
Mm-hmm.
think I think that's kind of the path, and obviously just grind out closing for the time being. What do you
Yeah.
think?
How much money are you able to save, put into a bucket for like your travel to live off of while you're traveling? Like if you make 5K
Mhm.
in, like are you able to put like one or two like away in a bucket or
Yeah, absolutely. I'm putting like roughly between like 3 to 5 a month at the rate that I'm going right now. That's what I'm putting
Oh,
away.
okay. So your living expenses are only like 1 or 2 thousand?
Yeah, it's I like calculate exact. It's like less than 1,300 a month. That's what I'm maintaining right
Okay. So you're in a great space. So you have like you probably have more than like 10K or whatever or saved up, right?
Yeah, it's good. I'll probably be like over 50, 60 by the time like that would actually go.
Okay, nice. So somewhere like Thailand or Mexico, you can live off of you can live on 1,000 a month, right? But I don't recommend that. If you really want to live your life, go to the, popular venues and events and stuff and have a social life and go out and party and shit and eat food that you want. I would say yeah, somewhere like Thailand or Bali, budget like minimum 2,000 if you want to like bootstrap, live in just a basic room.
Yeah.
You can get a room for 500 a month, and then 1,500 on spending. But I would recommend coming in with 3,000, and so you can pay like 800 for, a room in a villa or an apartment, and then have the rest, to have food and drinks and fun stuff. So 3,000 times 12, that's 36. So if you keep 36 in a bucket, you can say, all right, I have 12 months in of living expenses in Mexico or Southeast Asia. And then, if you could have, 20K set aside to invest in your business, um, then you could either start it yourself and then immediately start looking for like another hustler that will be
Mhm.
your number one guy, and you could probably find it through these communities of closers, right?
Yeah.
That's one option. The other option would be find someone and then go in with them 50-50, where you're both partners.
Yeah.
um, and the reason I did it, because like I was living with my best friend, we had our Amazon physical product business together, so it's just obvious, of course, like we do everything together, of course we're going to go 50-50.
Mhm.
But ideally, you start it yourself, get the ball rolling, and then hire a guy so you own 100%. That's my dump on that. When I quit my job, my sales job, I had only like 10,000 saved up and went to Thailand. I was
Mhm.
like, all right, I can live $1,000 a month in Chiang Mai. That's 6 months putting all of my like bills and stuff on credit cards. Probably went at ten or
Mhm.
$20,000 in credit card debt. And then finally found an FBA product that worked, and then we got a loan for a friend, um, for 60,000 to buy the big bulk, like to buy a bunch of inventory, like 5,000 units after like our small
Oh,
batch of 500 units
yeah.
after it was proven to be selling well. Like, all right, we
Yeah.
need a shitload of inventory, but we don't have fucking 60K.
Mhm.
So a friend came in to the FBA business. It was actually like selfie stick tripods, kind of like these things, and for 30% of the company for 60K.
Wow.
So that's just physical product business, right? Like
That's
lots of
nuts.
cash, lots of capital. So yeah, the cool thing about agency is you don't need startup capital. Basically, you
Yeah.
need some to like sign up for the websites and like blah blah blah. But your main expense is going to be person. So the way I build my agency is just create that Upwork. Hey, I'm an expert in lead gen for health practitioners. We get you leads and customers via TikTok, profile picture, video about your service, all the
Yeah.
basics, blah, blah, blah. Your Upwork is like your website. And then you make a
Okay.
website next. That's how I got
Really?
my customers. And
Okay.
then you're gonna want to get your customers as a lead gen agency via cold email. You're probably familiar with cold email, but I
Yeah.
get hit up by lead gen agencies like every fucking day, like multiple every day. And so it's because that's what they do. They get customers via cold email, so they're good at cold email. And
Mhm.
so, but there's so many different ways to get clients. Like you can cold email them, you can DM them, you can contact them on LinkedIn.
Yeah, because
Uh,
the way like at least my guy preaches it is like as far as getting clients, it's building up your brand and profile on like LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, basically cold messaging, posting content, kind of building that. And then as far as the only service we focus on is really just Facebook ads. And then instead of like a partner or a team, it's like they're using a white label agency called like Ghost Media that you just kind of bring in.
uh,
They're taking like a percentage of the profit, but it saves you a lot of the time in terms of running the service. And as far as outsourcing, that's all they that's all they really talk about with that. Like, what do you not really having like a number one guide, such as using this white label, like a trusted one that can really help. I don't know. What are your thoughts on all that?
okay, so yeah, That's a different flavor of an agency model. It's where you just get the clients and the delivery is done by this white labeled agency. It's like a big fucking team of Facebook
Yep.
ads people. And you're just like,
Yeah.
you're white labeling it. The client doesn't know.
I'm not sure if the client knows, to be honest, but I'm assuming they
Yeah.
try to keep that as
Usually what white label means is, yeah, it's interesting. I would say Facebook ads is relatively complex compared to lead. It's more complex than lead gen. That's Facebook ads is just digital marketing. You're doing
well,
advertising. You got to
yeah.
create.
What's Facebook ads to get the leads? Like you just run the Facebook ads under their account, and then the only point of the ads is to get the name, phone number, email.
The thing that you're closing for, it's create a lead gen agency.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Teaching
Yeah.
how to create a lead gen agency. The main method that they teach of how to get the results, get the leads for your clients is via Facebook ads.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, yeah, you know what? I mean, this is kind of a funny situation where like you're in the perfect place to do
To
this
learn it,
exact
right?
mission.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
Um,
so yeah, it's good.
so I have all the content. Like I literally have it all. Like it's just kind of doing it. Like obviously I'm basically working a 9 to 5, and dude, literally it's kind of crazy, Riley. Like because you talked about the one podcast that stuck with me the most was like, is college worth it, or something like that. I think it was called that.
Mm.
And then the one you're like, yeah, and like, I know I talked to some 18-year-olds that like they want to start a business and they don't want to go in debt, but they want the college experience. And
Mm-hmm.
what I say to that is start a business, go live with a friend, pay cheap rent, do all that, go party on the weekends, and then build your business during the week. It's literally exactly what I do. I work 9 to 5 closing. I get off and like just for 1 year, I was like, I need to go like get out of my system for a year. I just turned 21. So I need to get out of my system. So that's what I've been doing. And like, yeah, I've been doing it for a year and I kind of want to do this. And then after like 7 months when the lease is done, then I'm gonna like, take on Mexico and the rest of the world and all that. But like closing, good money while I can at least just kind of do this. Everyone around me has like $8 in their bank account because
Yeah.
it's cool.
Bro,
So
you're
yeah,
rocking around with fucking 50K almost in your bank account. Like,
yeah.
yeah, bro, I'll get you a fucking 12-pack, dog. I'll get you a fucking 40 ounce of it. Okay. Just, you know what? Just here's my credit card. Just like, don't mind.
Yeah. So, dude, I'm
Nice.
telling you, like when I was stocking bananas, making like $11 an hour, I was like, when I heard that, I'm like, yeah, like that's what I need to do. And then I
Dude,
found closing.
fuck yeah, dude. All right.
Yeah,
Fucking virtual fist through
yeah,
that.
dude,
Okay.
absolutely.
I didn't, okay. I remember our message now that's what you do. That's what you did. All right. I'm gonna have my editor clip that out as a case study and to make it into a short if you're down.
Dude, yeah,
If you're not
take it,
opposed.
take it. You gave
Okay,
me an
cool.
hour of your time to take whatever you
Yeah.
want,
I'll have my
man.
editor make something fun out of that.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. I can like record something else for you too. Like I'm more than happy because like it's a free. Like I wouldn't have even thought about it if I didn't listen to your podcast back then.
in terms of the just live on in the college town and work.
Yeah, it just didn't click to me. Like I could just do that, right? And there was so much pressure to do college. There was just so much
Yeah.
pressure, and then like but I found closing the grind. Like I got it to actually work, and when I finally was making money, then I signed the lease and just I'm in like South Carolina, like kind of by the
Yeah.
beach, coastal Carolina. And I just was like, I'm doing it. And yeah, I'm loving it for this year, but this year has been the first real year closing where I'm like, okay, this is working, but I don't want to do this forever. So absolutely.
So you never went to never started college at all?
So I actually my first 2 years I got my associates, but I just stayed at home, and that's when I actually learned closing and kind of got all the experimental stuff out of the way. So it was like it was safe for me. Got the associates, and once I finally made money, that's when I like moved out this last year, this fall.
Okay. And then okay. And did you pay for your college out of your own
It was
pocket?
like
Was it
free. It
scholarship?
was
Was it
literally
family?
it was almost free, man. It was community college, and I got a scholarship. It was like I was doing it online. I cheated on everything, and I learned closing on off time. So that was my college experience, actual college experience. Now I'm at the good part though.
Okay. So
That.
you found my podcast like and then my videos with Marcus like while you were still like getting the associate's degree
Yes, yeah, like
and bagging
freshman year doing
banana?
that. Yep, back at home, I was listening to you. I was just working at like Adidas, found the podcast, all that, and then that's when I kind of centered on closing. And Marcus closed me into it all, and then obviously I took it from there.
Sick. Attaboy Marcus. Dude, sick. So it's like not only do you have 50K in your bank account like when you're 21, but you didn't have to go to shitty ass class, and you didn't have to pay 50,000 for like a bachelor's degree.
Yeah, man,
Nice.
it's all there. It's just like yeah, like I'm super happy I got to where I am, but now it's just like next thing is like I want to build my own thing. I don't know, I want it to like pay off long term. But yeah, dude,
Yeah.
like your niche content, all that stuff, like that's what I needed in that time to know where to go because like, dude, I was not gonna go 100K in debt for a business administration degree. I just wasn't gonna do it. Like, I just
Yeah,
can't. I
exactly.
can't do that to
Yeah,
myself.
for a especially a business degree. What the fuck is
Yeah,
a business degree? That means
so
I want to
dumb.
make money, but I don't know what to do.
Literally like to go do anything in the real world, you're gonna learn more than you will with that degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's how I feel
And
about that. But
And so nice. So you're in this kind of unique position where it's like you work for, this lead gen agency school,
mhm.
and so that's the obvious choice. And I think that's kind of where what you were leaning into. You were kind of alluding to lead gen,
Yeah,
and they probably teach you how to find a niche. It's all about a niche,
yep,
whether that's dentists or chiropractors or whatever the fuck.
hmm hmm
So
yeah. They just say like anything like high ticket, like where a job's worth like thousands, so you don't have to give them that many leads for them to realistically make a shit ton of money off you.
yeah, you could do
So,
like stem cells not legal in the US. There's stuff like NAD plus that's really trending up. NAD vitamin drips. Um, there's even like I saw this YouTube video on like young blood infusions, but that's like tens of thousands of dollars. Like
yeah,
that's like for only rich people, but hey, that could still be. Um, anyways, you already know there's try to pick something. This is just general strategy. Try to pick
yeah,
a trend that's up and coming and kind of exciting in like dentistry is kind of old.
yep,
But maybe you could pick something within there, like Invisalign. All right, that was new, but maybe 10 years ago, like
yeah,
there's probably a lot of people getting leads for Invisalign, and it's probably gotten cheaper. But maybe there's some new dentist like niche within the dentistry,
yeah,
because when you reach out via cold email or even the Facebook ads, like the more like, oh, that's exactly for me.
hmm
That the Facebook ads is like instead of just like we get appointments to your dentist office, like we get appointments to your um, Invisalign office or. But yeah, it's a relatively
yeah,
simple business model where they can, um, where you can have clients on retainer,
yep.
and it sounds like they have a system where it's you don't actually have to run the ads. That's
Which is
just
ridiculous. It's beautiful.
so
So
all you have to do is maintain the client relationship.
yeah, for the and you can run your own ads, but it seems like using the white label is obviously the way to go in terms of saving you not even have to do the service, right?
Yeah.
For a percentage of the profit. So yeah, I guess I'm honestly just gonna do that and try to start building that up because yeah, like obviously closing dollars. So I'm not here to say it's not, but everyone wants their own business at the end of the day, right? And that
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah,
man.
and
Okay.
and you have the most strict corporate flavor closing job that I've heard of.
I know. I know. Yeah, it's kind of insane. But yeah, dude, that's really it though. I got all my questions answered. Honestly, I think Mexico is gonna be the first spot so I can stay with like relatively close in the Eastern time zone or like something like in the South America there.
Yeah,
I think that'll be the first spot. But yeah, dude, if that really helps. Like I said, if you want anything in terms of like for your brand, because obviously like I'm doing closing, which is now in your brand, and like I followed your brand that like if you ever need any content or want anything, like I'm more than happy to hop on for something like that too. So I appreciate you giving me some time today.
yeah. The main thing that I'm like kind of offering is obviously a bunch of free videos and ebook and stuff. Then I have my Upwork course, $49, but you haven't really done Upwork yet. And then I have my just one-on-one closing, um, kind of that I just started. I only have one student so far. So I talked to Marcus actually, and I was like, bro, how much are you making?
Mhm.
And it was like a good amount. So he's gonna be hit because at first I didn't really want to do like a coaching program. Like I don't know if I want more clients, but he's basically he's gonna help me make my own one-on-one coaching program, which I'm kind of
Mhm.
just kind of organizing and everything. Yeah, I'll have my editor like make a little case study like for my podcast. Oh, if you can leave a review on that podcast, I'll just send that's we could do that. Let's see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, cool. And then you're in my Discord. Are you in my Discord?
Let me actually. I don't think so. If you want to send me an invite, I'll join that right
Yeah,
away.
I'll send you one into my digital bromads Discord. Um,
Bro, man, I
as
love
business owners only. So hey, you're gonna be one real soon. So
that.
yeah.
Absolutely, sweet dude.
Cool, man. Yeah. So yeah, you can. There's like a channel in there for like questions about agency and stuff. That's
Mhm.
the best place to ask questions, and so everyone can hear the answers. Q&A.
Perfect, perfect. All right, man. I really appreciate all that. And then if there's anything else, like I'll write you a review and all that. If you need anything else, just let me know. But besides that, dude, hopefully we'll be talking in like less than a year, and I'm gonna have that thing like actually launched and going. That's the goal.
Fuck
So
yeah, dude. That'd be
let's do
sick.
it, bro. All right, bro. Thanks for hopping on with me, man. Have a great rest of your day. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
You're
right,
welcome.
peace.
Cheers.
See you.